Welcome back to another review with me, Kevin, from Kevin Grant on Whisky. This week, we're going to Speyside. Isla last week, Speyside this week. So what we've got is an older bottling of the Benromach 10-year-old. They rebranded, I think, last year. There was quite a lot of... Did people like the new branding? Did they prefer the old branding? At the start, I didn't like the new branding. I thought it was quite... It just wasn't for me. It didn't give the brand justice, but I've really got used to it, and I think I really enjoy it now. It just took me a little bit of time because it was completely different from this style of bottle. So I've got an old style 2017 bottling. This was, I just checked the date on the back, it's 10th of October 2017. So this has been open for a while, but it doesn't mean it's bad. I do enjoy going to this dram at times. So I'm going to get it in the glass first and we'll go through a little bit of it. So it's a Speyside whisky owned by Gordon MacPhail. It's Gordon MacPhail, the independent bottler, one of the oldest ever around, and the distillery is owned, I think, by them, and Benromach make their whisky there. Benromach were one of these distilleries. They used to used peat as well to burn the kiln and dry their barley. So it's an old traditional style which was used in Speyside back in the day, not just Islay. A lot of these distilleries did use peat once the coal ran out because it was an extra source of fuel, to keep the burning going and drying out everything that they needed to do in their malt. So they went back to that. So there is a small aspect of peat or smoke in the whisky, but it is nothing aggressive at all, I would say. So we're going Speyside, 10 years old, 43% ABV. I suspect there's colouring in it because nothing tells me it's non-chill filtered or natural colour, which is fine. That's okay. The other thing with Benromach is they always use first fill. They're very into doing everything by hand, so hand filling casks, everything that they can, keeping it as traditional as possible. Dunnage warehouses, so they've got the 3 casks high, and they are, as I say, using first fill casks. There's going to be a lot of flavour coming from it, even if they are chill filtering it, even if they are adding colour. I expect a lot of flavour from a first fill cask, something a little bit different, maybe a bit more aggressive on the palate. Their 15-year-old wins awards quite a lot, is best in category of 15-year-old whisky. So let's have a wee nose of this. Let's give it a little try. Let's see what we're all about. Let's try an older style Benromach. I've still not tried the new one. I was going to wait till this is finished, but I think I might get a 10-year-old of the latest and do a wee comparison to see how much has changed. So let's have a wee smell. So mixture, first fill bourbon, first fill sherry casks. I don't know what the percentage is, if it's a 60-40 split or 50-50. I would suspect probably more bourbon, but a little bit of sherry finish. You definitely get a lot more of the sherry notes. The tiniest little bit of peat, nothing too much. It's very fresh. It's got like a stewed fruits, slightly in that sense, like your blackberries, cherries, raspberries, on that way, kind of stewed. It's sweet, but not overpowering, and that just tiny little bit of smoke there. Nothing too aggressive at all. Right, let's get this on the palate. Slainte, folks. Yes, there's a little bit of bite there. I suspect that's from the first fill. The sweetness of the stewed fruits coming through, that little soft toffee, soft fudge, along those lines. There's a freshness, and then that little bit of smoke just gets you at the end. It's very, very good. I really enjoyed it. I knew I liked this, but this must just be a good whisky day where the flavours are really grabbing me. It's really enjoyable. I think I'm getting to the end of my whisky ban of not buying for the month. That could be why as well. And not drinking whisky. So those fruits are staying there. There's not much spice at all. There's that slight malty note to it. The fruits stay soft fudge, soft toffee, something along those lines. that tiny little bit of smoke still staying there. It's really, really, really good whiskey. I think just now you can pick this up. The new 10-year-old, I think the new 10-year-old you can pick up between £30-35. I don't know if it's the same ABV. I think it is 43% still. I would love to see this at 46% unchill filtered natural colour, yes, but really, really I'm enjoying this dram. I think when I seen the one online just before I started this video, I seen one at £30, so I might even just jump on there and grab that if it is. Very enjoyable whiskey. I'm going to go back in for another wee taste. I don't feel like it needs any water at all. There's no aggressiveness to it. It still lasts on the palate as well. It doesn't go away very quickly. Yeah, awesome. Absolutely awesome. For the price you can pay for this, definitely would pick another one of these up. Especially this one, because I know I'm enjoying this. It's 2017, it's 4 years old. I might struggle to find an older bottling. But on the back, it does give you a slight hint of tasting notes, forest fruits, a little bit of smoke, and sherry notes, which I can totally agree with that. At Benromach, small batches of whisky are distilled by hand using the finest barley malted with a touch of peat smoke. So you're getting that touch. It does really remind me of a kind of Campbelltown-esque. You're along the lines of Springbanks and Glen Scotias. If you're ever struggling, and I know what it's like to try and get your hands on Springbank and Kilkerrans, this is a good little substitute, I would say. You're maybe missing out a little bit of grip and a bit of peat, but it definitely has an essence of a Campbelltown style to it, but just a little bit sweeter, a little bit more subdued, a little bit more relaxed. Great whiskey, do really enjoy it. I might even pour another one of these today and enjoy my dram. Also, I'm wearing a hat again. I'm getting my hair cut next week on Wednesday. I'm absolutely excited. So my next video, I should be wearing a hat as well. I'll be wearing my normal hair, which hasn't been cut since the start of December. So excuse the look again. But what I'm going to do just now is I'm going to finish this dram off, and I am going to get my other dram out for a game of Guess the Dram and see who we have for last week's winner. So if you hang on, you'll be able to watch that and get involved for next week's Guess the Dram. But if you're going to leave just now, I've been Kevin, and thanks for tuning in. Enjoy me next week, and let's talk whiskey. Slainte. So if you've hung on, you know the drill if you've been here before. If not, I'll let you into what happens here. So it's a game of Guess the Dram. First of all, we'll go to last week's winner. And what I'll do just now is I've made it a little bit fairer because a few people named the same dram. So here is the spinning wheel for this week's winner. So as we know, Matt S, well done, congratulations, you have won yourself a dram of the Benromach. I did finish that during the week, so if you've been following me online, don't panic. I did pour this before I finished that, and I'll also throw a wee dram of the Benromach in as well. So this week, I've got a new dram sitting in front of me. The rules are, I am going to tell you what the whiskey is without telling you the actual whiskey. I'm going to describe the tastes and the smells. Then you just leave in the comments below what you think that whiskey is. And if you get it right, even if someone else has picked your answer, put it down and we'll use the spinning wheel as our fairest way to pick a random winner. So this whiskey here is light in colour. Stings the nostrils a little bit on the nose. It's got a kind of sweet, malty, barley note to it. Quite a typical malt note is what you would get from this whiskey. Again, you're getting soft fruits, vanilla, fudge, a little bit of spice. This is natural cask strength. It is between 55 and 56% ABV, so I can leave it at that. And this has a double age statement, a double digit age statement to it. I'll also let you know it is above 12 years old, okay? So I'll also give you, it's a Highland. It's above 12 years old. It's natural cask strength between 55 and 56% ABV. You're getting malt, you're getting that kind of barley note to it, fudge, sweetness, a little bit of spice, freshness as well. Let's try it on the palate. So that's the ABV hitting. There is that soft sweetness to it. There's a finish to it as well. This whiskey has a certain finish to it. I'll leave it at that. Getting a little bit of ginger to it, a little bit of heat, but it's sweet berries, fudge, toffee, barley. I don't really know what else I can say. So we run through again. Highland whiskey, above 12 years old, between 55 and 56% ABV, natural colour, non-chill filtered. It's got a finish to it as well, so a cask finish, and it is got a typical kind of malted note to it. It has sweet notes to it, a little bit of spice, long on the palate, and red slight fruits to the finish. So I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully it's putting you in the right direction. See if you can put into your whiskey brain if there's anything that rings some bells to that. And if you think you know what it is, leave a comment below with your answer. And if you don't know what it is, leave one anyway and see how you get on. And let me know what you thought about the Benromach video as well. But I'm going to sit back, enjoy. I'm going to go and relax and finish this wee dram off here. So I'm actually quite enjoying this one too. But I've been Kevin from Kevin Grant on Whisky. Enjoy me next week. Let's talk whiskey. Slainte.